The English football world has been shaken by an unexpected piece of news that left many fans stunned. Leeds United have reportedly made a bold and rather surprising attempt to convince Jurgen Klopp, the legendary former Liverpool manager, to take over as head coach of the club. According to reliable sources, the offer was made directly and with complete seriousness, but the German's response was swift, firm, and unequivocal. No. Still, the mere fact that Leeds tried has caused quite a stir in the football world, reigniting discussions about Klopp's future and what he might still represent on the global football stage. Jurgen Klopp left Liverpool at the end of the 2023-24 season, bringing to a close one of the most iconic eras in the club's modern history. Those were years filled with glory, emotion, and silverware, including the long-awaited Premier League title and the Champions League, achievements that restored Liverpool to the pinnacle of European football. A few months later, in January 2025, he was announced as Red Bull's global head of football, a position that keeps him involved in the sport, but far from the pressures of the touchline and the relentless demands of management. And that's precisely where the twist begins. Leeds United, currently going through turbulent times in the Premier League under Daniel Farke, appear to have made what could be described as a masterstroke, or perhaps a desperate gamble, in trying to lure Klopp to Elland Road. The team, sitting on just 11 points after 10 rounds and dangerously close to the relegation zone, are desperately seeking a turning point before the 2025-26 season slips completely out of their grasp. The link between Leeds and Red Bull may have been the spark behind this audacious approach. In the summer of 2024, the Austrian company acquired a minority stake of nearly 10% in 49ers Enterprises, the group that owns the club. This partnership, while discreet, symbolically bridged Leeds and Klopp, as the manager is now one of the key figures within Red Bull's sporting empire, overseeing projects and talents on a global scale. But anyone who thought that this corporate connection would be enough to tempt Klopp back to the dugout was mistaken. According to a post made on the platform X, formerly Twitter, on 7th November at 6:06 p.m, a group of respected reporters revealed that Leeds had indeed made an official approach to Klopp, and that he categorically turned down the offer to return to management. The exclusive post stated, "Red Bull are a minority shareholder in Leeds United. Jurgen Klopp is Red Bull's global head of football. Jurgen Klopp was approached by Leeds United regarding their managerial position. Jurgen Klopp declined the opportunity to return to management." The news hit like a bombshell. The idea of seeing Klopp, a manager associated with the elite of European football, leading a team fighting to avoid relegation, seemed almost unthinkable, yet strangely fascinating. But those who know the German know he is driven by purpose and passion, not by circumstance. In recent interviews, Klopp made it clear that he has no immediate plans to return to coaching. After years of intensity at Liverpool, he has said he is enjoying a period of rest and reflection. In October, on the podcast The Diary of a CEO, Klopp revealed something that made the hearts of Liverpool fans beat faster. "I said I would never manage another club in England, so that means if it's Liverpool, yes, theoretically it is possible." That statement, which sounded almost like a quiet promise, reinforced the emotional bond Klopp still shares with the club from Anfield. In the same conversation, he added with his trademark humour and honesty, "I'm 58, which means I can make decisions in a few years' time. I don't need to decide anything now. For the moment, I won't coach again, but thank God I can wait and see what the future brings." Those words left a glimmer of hope for Liverpool fans, who still dream of seeing the boss back on the touchline one day, perhaps when Arne, the Reds' current manager, completes his own cycle at the club.
Yet the Leeds episode reveals more than a failed attempt. It highlights just how magnetic Klopp's name remains in English football. Even after his departure, his shadow, in the best sense of the word, still looms over the Premier League. After all, he is one of the few managers who managed to challenge and defeat Pep Guardiola at his peak, transforming Liverpool into a machine built on intensity, passion, and identity. Leeds, on the other hand, reflect their own struggles. After several up-and-down seasons, the West Yorkshire club are trying to find stability again. But the start of 2025-26 has been disappointing. Under Daniel Farke, results have not gone their way, and the attack, one of the most criticised areas, has been underwhelming. Pundits claim that Leeds simply lack a reliable striker and that they desperately need reinforcements in January to avoid the worst. They've been competitive in several matches, commented an analyst close to the club, but it's clear they're missing firepower. They know they should have signed another forward before the season began. Now, the plan is to reach the January transfer window still in a position where there's something to fight for. Given that context, it's understandable why the board attempted something so bold. Betting on Klopp would have been, in a way, an act of faith, a bid to recapture the spirit and energy he has always instilled in his teams. However, it's highly unlikely that the German would have accepted to lead a project that currently demands rebuilding and survival rather than glory. Meanwhile, elsewhere in England, Arne continues to write his own chapter at Liverpool. The Dutchman, who took over with the daunting task of succeeding an icon, has been implementing his philosophy based on possession, intensity, and tactical renewal. And interestingly, even from afar, Klopp continues to keep an eye on what happens at Anfield. According to sources close to him, he stays in touch with members of the coaching staff and the board, showing just how deeply the club remains in his heart. The Leeds Klopp episode, therefore, goes far beyond mere speculation. It symbolises the admiration and lasting impact the German has left on English football. His refusal, though expected, serves as a reminder that some figures in the sport have stories that cannot easily be repeated or transferred. Klopp is not just a coach, he is an architect of culture, mentality, and belonging. For Leeds, the challenge now is to move forward, seek realistic alternatives, and try to rebuild the trust of their passionate fan base, who still dream of seeing the club firmly re-established in the Premier League. As for Klopp, his future looks calm, observing football from a new vantage point, yet with the same fire in his eyes as someone who still loves the game deeply. And for Liverpool, under Arne Slot's guidance, the path is clear: to keep Klopp's legacy alive while building a new era, with fresh ideas but the same winning spirit. Because in the end, football is just that, a cycle of passions, farewells and reunions that never cease to amaze us. And as Klopp's name returns to the spotlight, Arne Slot's Liverpool are quietly gearing up behind the scenes, and it seems a major bombshell is on the way. Fabrizio Romano has revealed a €70 million move that's set to shake up the market, possibly even involving Bayern Munich. Want to know who the target is? Click the card beside and find out now.